Today we're discussing the most versatile projectile in Mortal Kombat history. This projectile has it all. It can start combos, extend combos, keep the opponent away, carry the opponent all the way to the corner, and even do 30% damage by itself, and it's unbreakable. Combo Breaker has nothing on Kitana's Fan Toss. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So let's start off simple and work our way up. First up, we have the Grounded Fan Toss. Does some decent damage at about 6%. Nothing crazy, but it's decent. And keep in mind, she throws two fans. Look how big the hitbox is on this thing, and the further away you are, the harder it is to jump over. So yeah, these fans can be a nuisance at the casual level, which is funny because the Grounded Fan Toss isn't even meant to be used for zoning or keep away. The main point of the Grounded Fan Toss is to extend combos, and you're gonna see that in a little bit, but you know what, a real quick combo, okay? So, Air Fan Toss, and now Grounded Fan Toss. And look at that, the opponent is suspended in the air. And you can do that pretty much indefinitely with the Grounded Fan Toss. The only catch is they fall faster and faster, but rest assured, you can do multiple Grounded Fan Tosses in the same combo. But yeah, in summary, the Grounded Fan Toss was exclusively used to extend combos, but at the casual level, it could zone a little bit too. However, if you wanted to actually zone, then it was all about the Air Fan Toss, and there's a lot of reasons why. For starters, it comes out much faster than the Grounded Fan Toss. Just look at this thing go. A skilled player can do this over and over and over again with no effort whatsoever. And just to give you an idea of how good it is, I'm going to tell Reptile to crouch, okay? He's going to duck, and I'm going to have him block also. And check this out, he can't escape the Air Fan Toss. He's going to take some chip damage. And that's a problem because once again, Kitana can toss these fans over and over and over again, which means you're going to take a lot of block damage. The only way to avoid this is to release block completely. So let me tell Reptile to do that. Do not block, my good friend. And as you can see, the fans go right over him. I believe that's the same case for the grounded fans. Yeah, you can duck under both of these, but if you duck like that, you obviously can't move forward. Or in other words, if you're the opponent and you wanted to get in on Kitana, then you had to walk forward, duck, walk forward, duck. Walk forward, duck. You couldn't block. If you blocked, you were guaranteed to take a little bit of damage. So you had to dash, crouch, and just make your way in that way. You could even dash, block, and then crouch and release block. That worked pretty well too, and it allowed you to move really quickly. However, here's the thing. Look at Kitana. She goes backwards every time she throws the air fan. It's pretty much a backdash for free. So yeah, you can walk forward or dash forward, but she's backdashing every time she tosses these. So yeah, getting close to her is going to be really difficult. You essentially had to wait for Kitana to throw herself into the corner, but guess what? She has this square wave, so she can just get out of there with this move. And if you wanted to punish this, you had to anticipate it. I mean, just look at the recovery. I'm gonna hold block. The second I land, I can already block. So yeah, you had to predict this thing if you wanted to punish her. But here's the thing. Everything I've told you so far is child's play. Next up, I'm gonna tell you the most ridiculous part about the Air Fan Toss. If you as the opponent decided to jump into the air for any reason, then you just handed over your cheeks to Kitana. Because if even one of these air fans catches you, it's going to suspend you into the air, and Kitana can get a full combo afterwards even from full screen and slowly work her way in. As you can see, the damage is pretty good, which is why you never wanted to jump against Kitana ever. Because guess what? The good damage wasn't the only thing working against you. This Air Fan Toss, for whatever reason, has tracking to it if the opponent's in the air. I'm not joking. This thing will curve upward or downward to hit the opponent if they jump. And what's so funny is they don't do that if the opponent's just standing there. I'm gonna have him just stand here and watch. It doesn't go up. Like, not at all. But if the opponent's in the air, it'll curve all the way up to the top right corner of the screen to get them, and I'm not joking, check it out. And on top of the damage, look how far Kitana is carrying you across the screen during this combo. One stupid jump and you can land yourself in corner jail. And you definitely don't want to do that because Kitana has damage in the corner, just like 90% of the cast in this game. So yeah, getting cornered is another death sentence. But guess what? Kitana doesn't have to go for the corner pressure. She can just keep doing the air instant fan toss because you just gave her the entire screen after one combo. She worked you all the way to the corner, and now she has all this real estate to work with. Like I said earlier, your only option to close the gap was to walk in, crouch, or dash crouch, something like that, but do not jump. Jumping was a death sentence. So unless you want Kitana to tattoo her names on your butt cheeks, just stay on the ground and walk forward like a good boy. And since I already started talking about combos, let's discuss that topic a bit more, because Kitana's combo damage in this game was nothing to sneeze at. Even her basic punish combo did some decent damage. Have a quick look. There is a slightly better combo than this one that does about 2% more damage, but it's much tougher to do, which is why I recommended this combo instead. I'm not going to lose any sleep over 2% 2% less damage. But if you wanted real damage with Katana, then it was all about the whiff punishing. Look at this string right here, 4-2-1, and that first hit on a grounded opponent is amazing. Look at the range on it, and it's pretty easy to hit confirm too, so good damage and it's easy to combo into. However, against an airborne opponent when you're already comboing him, this move is a love-hate relationship, because I could rant on this move for a long time. Its hitbox is exactly what it looks like, it's just the knife, and as a result it is really easy for the opponent to be slightly above it or slightly below it and the combo drops, and that sucks because this move is also pretty slow on startup, and that's because it's meant to be a whiff punish move. But I digress. My main point is Katana got all of her damage off of whiff punishes, so don't be stupid and stick out a normal or whiff a move, because she is going to capitalize on that. And once again, not only do these combos do damage, but they also carry the opponent really far across the screen, so once again you could end up in corner jail if Katana caught you with the whiff punish. But now finally we have my favorite part about the fan toss in this game, and it's the meter burn version, often also referred to as the EX version. Whatever you want to call it, this move is amazing. And at the casual level, you might not realize that. You might just think it's a damage buff, and to be fair, it does a good amount more damage, almost twice as much, 11%, whereas the default version only does 6%, so yeah, almost double the damage. That's pretty good. But guess what? That damage pales in comparison to the dash cancel. Katana can backdash or forward dash before throwing out the second fan, and that gives her so many options. For starters, against a grounded opponent, this can extend combos because they're stunned for so long. You can dash forward and do a jumping punch. Look at that, it comboed. And of course, you're not just going to start your combo with the meter burn fan toss. You're going to combo into it, wait, and then dash and jump and forward punch. And look at that, the whole thing comboed for 17%. That's a big deal. That is a massive jump in damage to what you would normally get with a Katana combo. Or in other words, as long as you had 1 bar of meter, Katana gained access to a more damaging way to start her combos. And then, dear God, if you messed up so bad that Katana got a raw jump in, she was going to eat your lunch because she got massive damage off this thing. But guess what? Grounded opponents are getting off easy. If you were in the air and Katana had meter, this move became the best projectile in the entire game, in my humble opinion. And allow me to explain why. I said earlier that normally you can only get 1 air fan toss and 1 grounded fan toss in the same combo. And normally that is the case, but guess what? If you hit the opponent with a meter burn fan toss afterwards, it resets everything, which means in the same combo you can do air fan toss, grounded fan toss, meter burn fan toss, grounded fan toss, meter burn fan toss, grounded fan toss, and keep going until you run out of meter, and I'm not joking. In case you don't believe me, seeing is believing. Look at this combo Katana can get with just her fan toss when she has 3 bars of meter. By the time she's done, she's getting 30% damage, which is already absolutely insane. But what makes it even crazier is, guess what? In Mortal Kombat 9, you can't use combo breaker on projectiles, which means all of that damage was 100% guaranteed. And guess what? That's not even the most damage Katana can get. That's just the worst case scenario where the opponent already has access to combo breaker. But what if you don't quite have combo breaker yet? Well, that means she can start off with this instead and then keep the combo going to get even more damage. Once again, as long as the opponent doesn't have access to combo breaker at the very start of your combo, you can squeeze out a tiny bit more damage than you otherwise would. And it's also worth mentioning, you can do something similar on the ground, believe it or not. You just can't do the regular fan toss, but you can do all 3 and then the regular fan toss like that, and you're still getting 20% on a grounded opponent, and it's still unbreakable. Now, of course, the damage is much lesser than it would be on an airborne opponent, and 20% damage for 3 bars isn't a very good deal, but guess what? If the opponent's already low on health, then they've just died. You've guaranteed the kill, and there's nothing they can do about it. So yeah, in summary, Katana's fan toss is absolutely ridiculous. She has an air meter burn as well, and it behaves pretty similarly. She lands and can forward dash or backdash cancel, but if I'm being honest, there's almost never any reason to use this move, especially outside of the casual level. I just don't recommend it. And guess what? There's still one final version of the fan toss to talk about, and it's her X-ray. Yeah, her X-ray is one big projectile that covers the entire screen, and the hitbox is pretty big. I do not recommend trying to jump over this thing. If these fans touch you, then you're losing around 30% of your life bar, which isn't that crazy when you consider that 1 bar can lead to around 40 or 50% with this character, but it's still a constant threat and it comes out pretty quickly. And keep in mind that X-rays also break armor in this game, so if you wanted to be a bit cheeky and say, I'm gonna spend armor and get past your fan toss, Katana could go nope and just destroy your armor with the X-ray. It was always an option, which is why if you wanted to do an armor attack, you had to think twice against Katana. And then finally, for the cherry on top, look what she does. she goes backwards after tossing it. So just like her fan toss, she is moving backwards when she does this move and retreating. And there's actually one more thing I wanted to cover but completely forgot about it, so I'm gonna shove it in here. If Katana lands her air fan toss from really far away on a jumping opponent, she can land up to 3 before they hit the ground. And this does around 20% damage without having to spend any meter, and also just looks hilarious. Now, it's not easy to do, but trust me, a pro player could absolutely do it if a casual like me can do it. As you can see, Katana's fan toss is absolutely ridiculous and easily the most versatile projectile that NetherRealm has ever made. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think this fan toss is too overpowered, and are you glad that NetherRealm nerfed it in the sequels, or do you want this move to come back and reclaim its overpowered glory? Let me know in the comments. And then smash that like button if you enjoyed. It really does help my channel out a ton. And then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell, that way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.